Good morning, traders. My name is Chris from Elite Currency, and I will be adding my 2 cents on the euro dollar and pound dollar and what to expect. But first of all, I wanted to let you know that besides Key2 Markets, KTM, there's another broker, HYCM, that is sponsoring SWAT. So if you're interested in getting the course, the ebook, the 600-page ebook, the indicators, the strategies, etc., all of that, a lot of value there, a lot of education, explaining exactly how to use price swings and moving averages, then you might want to consider this broker, HYCM, and start verify and start trading that account basically through ECS. And you'll also have access to SWAT thanks to HYCM. So that is something I wanted to let you know. Otherwise, let's take a look at the euro dollar. First of all, at the weekly chart, well, we had some push up, didn't quite reach 120, which is what I was basically thinking would be the main level and the turning spot. It didn't quite reach that. I think it was 111.60 or something like that, 67. So yeah, about 33 pips off, but you know it's a strong round level, so sometimes that can happen. Pretty big selling pressure there, and price is back into the equilibrium kind of zone where price was ranging for about a couple of weeks. So what will happen here? Is this a reversal, or is this just a consolidation for more upside? Overall, I remain bullish on the euro dollar, to be honest. But I think last week's weekly candle could indicate some type of retracement in the near future, though. Based on that wick and the bearish close, I think there could be some retracement there possible. We're also getting into the end of the month. Of course, that will be interesting to see how that closes. I think at the end of this week, let me double check, or no, still a Monday actually left next week. But let's dive into the daily chart. And you can see that we had the ABC correction here, like that. And after that, we had a continuation higher with a higher high, as expected, and all of that riding nicely above the 21 EMA. But this momentum, this push down, with the divergence now between these tops, there could be, some type of larger retracement. And I don't think that retracement would necessarily be a large reversal, but there could be some retracement here at this spot, like an ABC pattern like that. Ultimately, I suspect that this is still some type of wave 4 that could be built here, or maybe even a continuation of the wave 4. We have to dive into this part here exactly. This actually starts to look more like a 3-wave pattern. So it could all be a continuation of wave 4, with this being an ABC for A and an ABC for B, and this could be a C. So let's see if that C can push lower. If that is the case, we do see 5 waves completed. Maybe the 5 waves are completed and the uptrend will continue already. That is also one variable. Or if we see price struggling in this area and making a bearish bounce, it could easily continue with that push lower and maybe retest the double bottom here, for instance. So some type of retracement, I think, is likely at this point. Question is how much, how far, and when will that uptrend continue? Because all in all, I do suspect and expect that uptrend to continue, but it might be in September, for instance. For if it does, in that case, I would put a fib from here to here. In that case, that seems to be a 5-wave completed there, and price could go, for instance, to the 23.6 or the 38.2 fib in an ABC pattern like that, and that could be a bouncing spot for an uptrend continuation. That's if we get a sizable, larger correction, right? But as I said also on the hourly chart, for instance, in the 4-hour chart, it doesn't necessarily have to be that way. Specifically, if price starts to break above, I would say, the head and shoulders level and the 21 EMA zone on this 4-hour chart right here, and it starts to show strong, if it does show strong bullish momentum, well, maybe in that case, we just completed a ABC correction and the uptrend is back in play. So I'm open to both sides. It really depends a little bit on how price moves up, whether we find rejection in here, or whether we get a decent breakout flag and continuation. Because from that point of view, I am at this moment, just practically speaking, open to both directions. The trend is overbought, and there's divergence, so a larger retracement is certainly on the table. That said, trends can be strong, and they can push further after this sizable correction is taking place. So I'm really open to both sides at this moment. Depends a little bit on how price responds to this zone and what we see there, basically. Okay, that's my view at least. We'll do an update on Wednesday. Pound USD also has divergence between these tops. Strong ABC pattern taking place as well, and yeah, has some significant weekly doji. Same thing, price back into that price area that it was before, and we're seeing some strong bearish daily candles too. So I'm leaning also here, just like with the euro dollar for the moment, to some bigger kind of correction. But at this moment, I don't think that it's a major reversal taking place. I suspect that if price gets back into the 130, 129.50 zone at the bottom of the 20 EMA with the previous bottoms here, that should be a bouncing spot, and price should find support and a turnaround back up if it gets there. So that could be an interesting zone to look for a bounce, at least at the very minimum, a bounce back up into the head and shoulders level like this. And then we'll have to see how price responds there. Is it some kind of strong reaction there to the downside, or do we get a flag and then a break of that flag for an uptrend continuation? A lot will depend on the reaction of price at that zone. So for the moment, the support and resistance level is very important, and I suspect some type of bounce at both of these zones for the moment, to be honest. Unless we get a strong break above that, then we're still riding into this trend line. So it would have to be a strong break, flag, and then a breakout for me to really consider long setups. For the moment, if it does move up and there's a bounce, then I suspect that price will actually go back to this support zone, and there will be another bounce. So some range trades, maybe for the moment, seem the most likely to me at this point. Kind of continuing this consolidation zone for the moment, and then eventually I suspect that uptrend to continue, but it will depend, of course, whether price stays above this support zone at the 129.50, 130. Well, that's my 2 cents. That's how I see it, at least. And once again, wish you all good trading, of course, and see you on Wednesday with my next video. Cheers, bye-bye.